Welcome to This Week in West Hempstead. I am back from vacation, and we are sponsored, as always, by Stern & Spiegel, LLP, 5168-731-683. Let us solve your problems. And by our friends at Tiffany Dry Cleaners, environmentally safe. Pickup and delivery in West Hempstead and surrounding areas, 718-309-5222. Here are your hosts, David and Norm. Take it away, gentlemen.
All right, Dan, thank you. Norm, great to be back. And Adam, it's... I know summer seems to be going by really, really quickly, but we still got a couple of weeks left. It'd be great if we can go into the pool. So there's so many stories for us to dive into. Let's just kind of hit them and keep going and see where we go. First thing is, the situation that's with Woodfield, Hempstead Turnpike, with the roads in general, with accidents, it really is nothing short of a plague. If you go to our site, West Hempstead Echo, you'll see that I did a stand-up at Hempstead Turnpike and Westminster. I almost got hit by a truck that was making a sharp turn, but fortunately that was not the situation, although it would have made for a fairly good video. But putting that part aside, it's like as we're standing there, I'm looking at where there was a fatal accident where a 6-year-old was thrown out of the car allegedly by a drunk driver. To the right, by the Westminster Nursery, there was an accident a year and a half, 2 years ago, where 2 people were killed. And down the road on Woodfield, you had the accident where you had the 12-year-old and I think it was a 51-year-old who were killed this year. It's insane, right?
It's a problem. I mean, look, they're going to be putting a one traffic light on Woodfield Road. It's certainly not going to be enough. But what the county commissioners are talking about is that it's the town's obligation to put stop signs in. And there's no reason why you can't have stop signs.
But all we hear is just talk, and there's no light up. We hear it's coming. There is, by the way, we should note that this coming Tuesday, at I believe Maple it's going to be 1.
Yes,
1 o'clock on the 22nd.
1 o'clock on the 22nd. There's going to be a press conference that's going to be held by Jack Shiner, who's running for county legislator.
Never underestimate
Jake.
Sorry.
Never underestimate the power of a young, hungry politician to get some attention where it's due, and so don't underestimate the power of him to be able to maybe get some.
He's going to speak as a candidate for the legislature. Mm-hmm. This is not a county issue. This has become more of a town issue because the town has ignored it completely. There's no reason. Okay, they don't do speed bumps anymore, right? I mean, that's out. So, but they still can do signage, and they can certainly do things like stop signs.
But the way you guys are talking about it sounds a little bit like buck passing is going on here. It's the town's problem. It's the county's problem.
They're very clear about it.
Whoever calls attention to it, I think, is doing a service.
Yeah, they did us a great favor. They're giving us one traffic light.
One traffic light, and we know that unless there are a series of stop signs and literally changing the trajectory of the road, nothing's going to change. It's a pass-through road. Right. People try to figure out how they can get fast from Hempstead to Garden City. I mean, it's just boom. So nothing's going to change. Speed bumps, by the way, I was in Queens and Manhattan yesterday. They're all over the place. The cameras are all over the place. I realize that it's not legal, but legal in Nassau County, I should say, but they are very effective. So anyway, if you have a chance, go out to this press conference that's being held on Tuesday. Other item in the news was the closing of the Capri Motel. Got shut down. That was on Hempstead Turnpike by Stop and Shop. I understand is closed for building violations by the town of Hempstead.
Right. So the town decided that under pressure probably from the Civic Association, because this has been a nuisance place, so they found reasons to shut it down. Clearly it didn't meet code. And I guess once they complete the renovations, they'll be able to open again.
I would add that allegedly I have no idea what actually takes place there, and
so far,
so
far all the town is saying is that there were multiple violations. Every single one of the rooms is padlocked with a separate sign on the doors, so it looks like pretty widespread, according to the town, widespread safety issues.
Right. Okay, well, listen, it occupies a valuable piece of real estate in the community. We know that the Civic Association is trying to figure out what to do, going forward, and could that thing be repurposed, and perhaps the owner is going to reopen it and then go forward. So we really don't know what the outcome is going to be.
Yeah.
And at this point, I think we're going to just stop and take a breather for a commercial.
Tiffany Dry Cleaner is ready to handle all your cleaning, laundering, and dry cleaning needs. We offer free pickup and delivery Sunday to Friday in all communities. Give us a shot.
And we're back. I'm not sure if anyone even noticed that Boston Market, which I thought was out of business a long time ago, closed at the corner of Hempstead Turnpike and Nassau Boulevard. Anyone care? Anyone notice? No?
No, but I've also noticed that the 7-Eleven on the Turnpike has been closed forever.
Oh, well,
it's been
that's
like over a year. It's just sitting there. No for
There's
sale
two other
sign.
7-Elevens pretty close by, so
Yeah.
it's kind of hard
but
for them to compete with
so
themselves.
sell it, repurpose it, do something with it.
Yeah, who knows? One of the other big stories, you talk about businesses on Hempstead Turnpike where you got Hempstead Tire, which is a big business, and we understand that they have now occupied what used to be the dairy barn across to what used to be Top's Dry Cleaners. And, that dairy barn silo was down for quite a while. But guess what? It got re-erected. It's back up. It has risen from the grave.
Maybe it had
and
landmark status from the town. Who knows?
I'm thinking it is a landmark status. I imagine that they're going to be repaving this. And I don't know, maybe there's a V2 rocket, stored in there. I mean, this is just like pretty amazing stuff. I was just blown away when I saw that. I guess it was maybe it was cheaper to put it back up than to haul it away.
Well, you can't just haul it away. You'd have to take it apart.
Or maybe the developer just wants to catch attention from people passing by.
That could be, and maybe he's going to use it as signage. That would be a really great idea to repaint it.
Yeah.
And,
Although considering, I think he's just storing trucks and tires there. I don't quite know why, but whatever works.
Yeah, and in other news around town, it looks like the repaving, is specifically on Nassau Boulevard, is finished. I saw going close to midnight last night, they were putting in the yellow lines and all the other lines on the road. The repaving is fantastic.
Yeah.
Cars can get up to, who knows, 60, 80 miles an hour. It's just smooth as glass.
That's great. Well, what happened with the sanitary district elections? I mean, I got something.
We are on
email.
our seats trying to figure that out. And thank God we have Adam here
We have
to
the
give us all the
results.
details.
We know that people are out in the streets waiting for the results of this very important election. And
News break.
Well, 5 people voted.
The
I mean, you want to know.
unofficial results yet to be certified by the town of Hempstead is 1,992 votes.
Whoa!
For William Rackenzie is the challenger, the upstart,
wow.
who has unseated Thomas Senti. This is very dramatic in the town. And not to make too much light of it, but the fact is the Sanitation Commission is a very important, it's not something you think about until it isn't working right. So obviously it's working well because the garbage is being picked up, the trucks are running efficiently, we thank the people. And this is a job that people do for a stipend of $7,500 a year. Nobody's getting rich off this and nobody's getting a stepping stone to higher office. I think they're civic-minded people and they do a good thing by being on the Sanitation Commission. So welcome to William Rackenzie's and keep up the good work.
Great, sounds good.
The sad part for me is the number of people coming out to vote wasn't that far off of the school board elections.
Well, so you do about 2,200 people altogether.
Ah, that's a lot.
As I said, things are definitely picking up in West Hempstead.
Oh, unbelievable.
Literally picking up.
Yeah, so spotter lanternfly. I actually spotted a spotted lanternfly, and I was told that I needed to kill this thing immediately on site. I didn't understand it. I didn't really necessarily feel like, taking its life, but I understood that I was doing my civic duty by doing this. I don't know what's going on, but I hear that they're eating trees, and this is like a really major issue around town.
We have trees dying all over the community just from natural stuff, and I guess this is just one more plague we're going to be dealing with.
Yeah,
Surprised the people for the ethical treatment of animals doesn't have an appeals process going on for this.
No, I didn't give it any appeal. It was immediate.
Yes.
Let's have a block party.
Block party. So apparently you can get a block party permit by reaching out to hempsteadnewyork.gov town clerk, and you can apply for this. And I'm not sure exactly what they do, but the permit allows them to close off the road and have a great time. So if you plan on having a block party, apply for a permit, and sounds like a really great idea.
Yeah.
You know, of course, we talked a little bit about the pool, you know, going forward. Thank God there are things going on, at least in the Echo Park area. On Saturday, there's going to be a concert by Crush, with a K, not with a C, and Mean Machine. These guys are going to be doing, playing the best tunes of the 70s.
Yep.
Can't wait. It's going to be great. Todd Rundgren special.
6:30.
But you know what? You can't really cool off at the pool while you're there because guess what? Nothing's going on.
I'm glad they're finally able to use the park.
Adam, I think you got something to say about
Yeah,
this.
you know, I think that people really should call up the town of Hempstead, call the county supervisor's office, ask what's going on. We could put the number on the screen for them because it really is. You know, I use the pool, but forget about me. The older people, the retirees, it's a very important social outlet for them. The people I used to see, the fraternity they had there, those people haven't had a chance to go in the pool. The lifeguards, the money that they were making over the summer, the kids taking swimming lessons, the teams that practice there, it really is a gaping hole in the community, literally, and somebody should be held accountable, or at least to explain what's going on. I would love to see Don Clavin come down and look at the site and maybe do a photo op or some kind of news availability to give us an update and explain why it's taking this long.
Yeah.
And the summer's done.
Yeah, no, I think it's pretty clear there's no chance
they're
they
not
can
going to
open
open it
this.
now for a few weeks until Labor Day.
Yeah.
So it's done. Maybe the indoor pool at some point is going to open, but this is a very important part of our community that's really been squandered.
I think that's a really important point because as it relates to the community that is gone from us, and even people who use the pool for rehabilitation, and
Exactly.
They have nowhere to go. This is really it is just so frustrating. Norm, we have some other events that are taking place in and around the area?
Yeah, we do. Well, Saturday, August 26th, Tribal Legacies at Elmont Road Park in Elmont. And then on Saturday, September 2nd, the Labor Day fireworks show with Mike DeJudas.
Del Judas. You don't know Mike Del Judas? Mike Del Judas does amazing Billy Joel tunes. He's like he plays with Billy Joel. He started off like in just doing Billy Joel stuff, and he's made a career out of it. Mike Del Judas.
Wow, great. So he's going to be at Point Lookout. And then the Malvern Cinema has Jules, Sound of Freedom, Miracle Club, Oppenheimer, and Barbie. And when you're in Malvern, you can visit Crossroads Farm. The farm market is open on Saturdays from 9 to 1 through the fall. And support your local businesses.
Absolutely. Supporting your local businesses is where it's all at. So I want to thank you, Adam. I want to thank you, Dan. Norm, thank you as always. And have a great week. And look out for that spotted lanternfly.
And open the pool.
Open the pool. We need the pool open. Have a great week, everyone.
Signs and lawn signs.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching, everybody. If you would like to sponsor our program, much like Tiffany Dry Cleaners and Stern & Spiegel, reach out to us at sales@westhempsteadecho.com.